welcome back to The Walking Dead for the final season. I've been watching since the very beginning. It's been a wild ride. Let's see how it all ends. What's everybody doing here? I can't tell. Are they still filming it digitally, or did they go back to the regular film look? Well, that's a lot of dead bodies. What happened in here? Oh, they're not dead. I see. We don't normally see lurkers on this show. Like, the comics are filled with moments with, you know, the zombies that'll pretend to sleep, basically. I just wonder how many of these are actually walkers and how many of them are just corpses. Ooh, I do not like that. I feel like I would take my chances and just start to stab each one very slowly. Hopefully keep it quiet enough. I don't know. Oh, hell yeah, grab those. Oh, come on, Maggie, I think that might be worth the risk. I'm loving the music right now. It's definitely adding to the tension. Alright. Clean. Easy. So are they not able to grow enough food for themselves anymore? They were doing just fine with all that. But I guess the Whisperer War kind of screwed it all up. Something's gonna go wrong, though. Ah, come on. Oh, come on, really? Man, that sucks. Is it weird that that reminds me of Spider-Man? My weapon of choice right there. A bow, it's quiet, easy to use. Reusable ammo. Yeah, that's a lot. Do the people up top want to help? Okay, thank you. Literally right when I asked you to help, you did. Appreciate it. Are you actually gonna use a gun on a walker? I haven't seen someone do that in a long time. Nice. Alright. Oh, I just realized this is, like, these are only main female characters. All the men stayed up top. Carol, stop screwing around. You do this shit way too much. It's a lot of food, though. Alright, as long as the rope doesn't snap, then mission accomplished. You did lose a lot of your arrows, though. You can always make more, I suppose. Alright, alright. Pretty cool opening sequence. Well done, everybody. Aw, it's so cute. God damn it, why can't Michonne come back? Aw, he's so adorable. Did he speak?
That's it? And that last run, just a week?
We can make it work.
Wow.
A week's not very long.
It's got plenty of food, water, crops, and animals.
I don't remember a meridian from the
Now it's
comics.
gone.
Leading walkers away.
Just like what they did back in season 6.
On the way back home, things kept going. Most of our people have been slaughtered.
By who? Who was it again? The Reavers or
And the
something?
rest of us barely got. They come at night,
Okay.
and by the time you see them, you're already dead.
We'll see about that.
Maggie, this sounds like a suicide mission.
I mean, you guys have done worse. Nice. I mean, yeah, at this point, it's literally like, well, what other option do we have? Like, we can't grow crops fast enough, we don't have any food, and we can't build up these walls if we all starve to death, so gotta go. Oh, that looks really cool. Is it truly a zombie genre film or show if there isn't a creepy subway scene? Like, you gotta have it. They're lucky the subway's not flooding with the whole storm and everything. I would imagine after, you know, the world's infrastructure fails, wouldn't be the safest place to be in. The
was that?
fuck was that?
Storm's pushing air through the pipes, making them grow.
Okay. It sure doesn't sound like nothing, but okay, I'll take your word for it.
That is God telling us to turn around.
I'm pretty sure he would have ran that past me first.
The good waterline, Mark.
No, what did I say? Yeah, I would leave.
Bad down here, it's worse up there.
I don't know about that, man. Never thought I'd say it, but I think I'm with Negan.
You're in on it.
Oh, nice. So we're gonna see some of the Commonwealth, perhaps? So far, it's not as impressive as I was led to believe. Well, don't you two look snazzy?
Eugene Porter?
Mm-hmm.
There's no need to be nervous, Mr. Porter. Not if you're honest with us.
Well, can you stop
so
looking
no
like
need-
you
no
need to
need to
take
be
a
an
shit?
honorable
Because
champ.
you're making me nervous.
You will go through reprocessing.
The hell does that mean?
Processing.
My mother taught Sunday school.
You mean dead
Lawyer.
What is your
Nice.
alma mater?
My bachelor's, Harvard for law.
Highest level
Very
of schooling?
impressive. Damn.
3
You
years.
didn't graduate?
I had to leave due to it.
So, no.
Fuck you. What the fuck was that?
Tell us exactly where you got it. You can skip to the end.
You asked.
How many bowel movements do you have a day?
Excuse me?
What do you use to wipe?
What kind of questions are these?
I
helped them out. They loved me. I decided to stick with them.
We were holed up at a place.
Are you in charge?
I don't think so.
I'm in charge.
I don't buy it. Man, fingers crossed that the Commonwealth will actually have the resources to help him. That would be really great.
I didn't like the way they talked to me.
Yeah, I didn't really either. Specifically the, how often do you shit?
They don't know.
I'm telling you, that's not the leader. There's no way. Or maybe he is. I don't know. Oh, I love Princess. Oh, back to this lovely place. What the hell? What on earth happened here? That must smell so good. Oh my, I thought that was a dead animal for a second. Jeez.
Take each one out. Clear the path.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like a smart plan. How the fuck did he even get up? Anybody? Like, I don't like Negan either, but like, come on, someone help out. Okay, thank you.
Why don't you get up on your little tippy toes and try? So then this is a death march. Nobody here know how to read a goddamn map?
Fair point.
She brought me here to die.
That's probably true.
Me dying on your terms? It ain't happening. So what is it?
I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Like Glenn was.
Yeah, I should not have said that, man. Like, there's just one name you keep out of your mouth forever. That's it.
We're down here because up top is death. We're moving fast because our kids are starving. And I'm calling the shots because that's how everyone voted.
Also a very good
Killing
point,
me.
actually.
So keep pushing me, Negan.
You can tell them apart.
You can?
Okay.
Hold on.
That's the guy with the bladder problems. I always used to ask him
Damn,
if
she
I needed
remembers
food
all
when
that.
we were driving here.
They're not looking at each other.
That's how you know.
But it's obvious from the way they're not looking at each other that they're jonesing for it. They change shifts. Probably most of the time is spent taking off their armor.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Uh-huh.
I was so caught up with the whole story that I actually didn't catch what they all just did.
Okay, but we gotta go now.
Something tells me they're not gonna go.
Mira. Isn't that you?
What? She has a sister? Aw, yeah, they're for sure not gonna leave now if her sister's here. And they're still just trucking away. How did they even have enough bags for all these bodies? Like, what happened to them? Oh, you can just go through the train, right?
He took our supplies.
Wow.
Ammo clips, rations.
I wouldn't say it's his fault, but he did kind of encourage them to do that. Ah, shit. You better head towards that train right now. Is there enough room to climb up on top or something? Like, better think of something quick.
Go all the way up.
Yeah, climb all the way. Thank you. Just climb all the way to the top. Climb a little faster, please. Yeah, what the hell are you doing, man? Well, I mean, I guess if that works too. Do whatever. Hurry up, man. Nah, they're not gonna kill Maggie like this. Come on. If you save her right now, she probably will still want to kill you, but there's a very good chance that she will want to kill you less. Like, this would be a great opportunity. Come on. Come on. Wow. Shit. I understand why he would do that. 100%. I totally get it. Well, I really liked the episode. It wasn't like one of my favorite Walking Dead episodes, wasn't one of my least favorite. It was somewhere kind of around the middle. The central plot I find to be kind of interesting just because we're in this like halfway point where a main conflict hasn't really started yet, but you can see that it's coming up one way or another, whether it's with this group of people that, you know, took out everyone at Meridian, which I'm sure that's going to be one of the conflicts that they deal with, and the other obviously being the Commonwealth. But we haven't met these people at Meridian, and we still don't know much of anything about the Commonwealth, so like I said, everything's in this kind of limbo state right now, where you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop, which I do like. There is a good sense of tension throughout the episode, just in terms of, you know, what is going to happen, like where is this story going to take us for the final season. And as I've said before, I've read almost all the comics, but I stopped pretty much right when the Commonwealth arc started, so I don't know anything about how the comic books end, which makes me really excited for this season, because if it's going to be very closely adapted from the comics, I'll be very surprised, and if it won't be, I'll still be surprised. I really enjoyed the opening sequence just because we finally got to see the lurkers from the comics. Like, I know they've appeared on the show before, but there's never been a lot of focus on it. And in the comics, there is quite a bit of focus on that. Many characters have died because they simply did not see, you know, a walker that was laying down next to their feet and it just bites them in the ankle. So I really like the idea of them doing this, you know, big set piece of them trying to be super quiet, not wake any of them, and then obviously it all goes to shit and you get a fun little walker action sequence. I also kind of enjoyed that all the people who were sent down into the warehouse were all the women. I don't really have any thoughts on Maggie's new friends, or, you know, her old friends that are new to us. They didn't really do anything in the episode to really set them up as established characters or people we should really care about. So I would not be surprised if they are cannon fodder for the episodes to come. And I really enjoyed all the Maggie-Negan interactions in this episode. Not only is it long overdue, like, I've been desperate for it. In those extra 6 episodes, I was honestly hoping all 6 episodes would be about Negan and Maggie's, you know, very contentious relationship. But that only played a small part in, I think, 2 of the episodes. Here it's really interesting because I've made it no secret, I despise Negan. I think he's a fantastic character. I'll never like him because of what he did to Glenn. And that's exactly how Maggie feels, so I'm pretty much in Maggie's shoes for most of the ride. But it's clear that Maggie is letting that anger and her own desperation kind of cloud her judgment and get her own people in some pretty risky situations. It is one of those scenarios where I really don't blame Maggie and I really don't blame Negan. Negan is trying to be a better person, he has tried to make amends, and he's trying to help them, but I can't put it past him for not willingly wanting to walk into his own death, because he's very sure that that's what Maggie's doing, and I'm pretty sure too. Like, it would not be surprising in the slightest if that was Maggie's plan the whole time. And then everything in the Commonwealth in this episode was very interesting. The best scene of them all was the interrogation scene, just the way it was all edited together, seeing how different or similar all these characters are from one another was really cool. But all it did was really heighten my confusion about the Commonwealth, because like Yumiko said, they're obsessed with their medical histories. Why? Like, why do they care so much about their medical histories? And it's really interesting that Yumiko's sister is here in the Commonwealth. I didn't know she had a sister. And that certainly gives them all a good reason to stay, because she's gotta find her. And then, of course, there's the final scene where Negan leaves Maggie for dead. If I were Negan, I totally get being like, this is the woman who wants to kill me. Why would I help her? But my thing is, Maggie is a badass, and those walkers are not going to kill her. So you have now given her a prime reason to just kill you right away. Not only that, but you've given all her friends a reason to kill you right away because you just abandoned her. So yeah, I don't think that was a very smart call on his part, but I'm sure he'll talk his way out of it. That's what he does best. All right, let's break it down. How fun was the episode? I say a 7 out of 10. The Walking Dead isn't known for being particularly fun to watch. It definitely has its moments where it's comedic or just entertaining in general, but more often than not, it's a very stressful show to watch because you're not sure if the character you love is gonna die. Everyone's always in life or death situations. So again, while I wouldn't consider it fun per se, it was moderately fun for a Walking Dead episode. Importance. I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10. It's clear that them going to Meridian and setting up the Commonwealth are extremely central, important points to the main plot of the final season, and especially considering this is a part 1 of a 2-part episode, you literally have to watch this part to understand what's going to happen in the next one. So yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. How cinematic was it? I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, because while I think the cinematography, the editing, the acting, it is all very professional looking and very well done, there's always been something rather homemade about this show. And not in a bad way, I'm not saying it looks like it's cheap or anything, but there has always been a certain element about this show that makes it feel more amateur to other shows that I've watched. Again, that sounds kind of harsh, but this show just isn't quite as cinematic as a lot of others that I've watched. Music. I really enjoyed the music in this episode. They had some really great tension-based moments for the score during the opening sequence especially, and during the montage of all the questions while they're being interrogated by the Commonwealth. I think the music in both of those scenes were fantastic, and throughout was very good. 8 out of 10. Effects. This show has always been very good about using a lot of practical effects, which I really enjoy. Unfortunately, their visual effects have always been a little lackluster, I suppose. Here there wasn't anything glaring, but there were a couple green screen moments where I could tell. And sometimes the blood splatter from some of the zombies, it just doesn't look very real. But like I said, because the practical effects are so good, I can't dock it too harshly, so I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Costumes and sets. While the costumes have never been anything, to rave about on this show, because they're literally meant to just be wearing, whatever they were able to find, it does suit the nature of everything, so that's good. But the sets in particular in this episode I thought were very good. Particularly when they went into the subway, that whole sequence was very, very well done. I imagine they were probably able to do it rather cheaply as well, but that doesn't change the fact that the actual tunnels and everything looked very good. I was perfectly immersed and very into it. So 8 out of 10. Acting. Well, I think the acting on this show has, for the most part, always been either adequate to pretty good. There's only a couple people who I think are really, stars on this show. Melissa McBride being one of them, and she wasn't in a whole lot of this episode. But I do think everyone else were giving very good performances, and I really enjoyed Maggie's moment telling Negan, this is why this is this way, this is why this is this way, and yes, I want to kill you, so please keep pushing me. It was a good character moment to see that she really has changed quite a lot in the 6 years that she's been gone, but there is still a semblance of the old Maggie in there. So she definitely gets, the award for the episode, and I'll give the acting a 7 out of 10. Pacing wise, I think it was a very slow start to the beginning of the season. Clearly they did what they could to spice things up with, little bits of action thrown in here and there. But for the most part, it is a part 1 to something, and it really feels like it. Not exactly sure what they could have done to make this premiere just a little more memorable to me, but in my opinion, they went through things just a little too slow. So I give the pacing a 6 out of 10. So overall, I'm going to give this a 7.4 out of 10. I think it was a good episode. I did enjoy it. I think it did leave a bit to be desired, but it absolutely wasn't the worst premiere of the show. But it also wasn't the best. And I did enjoy the things that they set up with the Commonwealth and these people at Meridian. So I will see you next week, where we figure out how Maggie survives this ordeal. What's going to happen with Negan? What's going on with the Commonwealth? Will they make it to Meridian? Plenty of questions, and I'm excited to get some answers. And that's about it.